something you have to experience to believe it, and it's something you have to be a part of to, you know, I don't know how the average person has the experience, but I know being connected to the program and, you know, it's just, you know, if you ever get a chance to do that at that level, you understand why every kid in America wants to play in this event. It's just, I was standing on the court Friday when they had practice, or Thursday. I was standing on the court with Dave Benedict, and Donovan came out. And there's nobody else in the building. No other players, nobody. And nobody even noticed him coming out, I don't think. And he walked out, and he stood, and he said, hey, Coach. I said, hi, Donovan. I said, I hope you enjoyed the experience. He just shook his head like this, and he walked away, and he just stood there. And for 30 seconds, just looked around. Then he went over and he sat down in the chair that he was going to be sitting in and looked around, and he shook his head, and you could see what was going through him. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Every kid's dream, man. Every kid's dream, and I'm just fortunate and thankful that I get to be a small part of it.
You're usually coaching this weekend.
Well, yeah, as I said, there's been so many that I wish I had come to that I wasn't able to come to. And yeah, I'd rather be coaching this weekend, for sure. And since I'm not, I wouldn't want to be any place other than here. You know, and I think you have to see it in person, up close, to really get a feel for how good our team is. You just have to really see it in person, because TV will do a little bit, but no, you really have to see our guys play in person to really appreciate what they're doing right now.
Did you talk to Danny at all about what to anticipate and all the peripheral stuff that goes along with this?
Yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, this reminds me of the Olympics. I mean, the women's Final Four is huge, don't get me wrong, and the media is, overwhelming the amount that you have to do. This, though, is kind of like the Olympics. It's never-ending, and it's all over the country, all over the world. People care about, And I think what's going on in Dallas right now, I think the women's game's headed in that direction, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Geno, how do you think 15 Final Fours in a row, the streak comes to an end, and then all of a sudden people are asking in national press conferences, is this the end of?
Oh, yeah. We're going to get T-shirts for next year, Team Demise. I don't know that winning a national championship or two makes it a dynasty for anybody. Dynasties are the Canadians, the Yankees, Alabama football, Tennessee women's basketball. Dynasties, they're not created overnight, and they're not created in 2 or 3 years, and by the same token, dynasties don't just go away quickly either. They have to slide away over a period of time. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. And if you see who we recruited this year, and once you find out who's coming here next year, the following year, we're not going anywhere.
It's a bad week for dynasties based on the night, right?
It's just too hard today to make too many plans for beyond this year. All right, what do you got coming up this year? That's your team. Thinking you might have the same team 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, Those days are gone, man. Those days are gone. You know, it's not back in the day when, man, like even our guys, they got a really young team.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, they'll all be together for the next 3 or 4 years. You don't know that. You don't know any team's going to be together. So there's no dynasties anymore. You know, nobody's winning 8 national championships like Pat Summitt. Nobody's winning 11. It's just not going to happen. It can't happen. If it does, it's preposterous.
Geno, I
Geno,
remember.
you landed in Portland, but you had said even before they had played a high major, that you wouldn't be surprised if they won the whole thing.
I did say that.
What did you see in those early games that led you to believe it?
You know, you look at their roster and you look at their makeup, and you got team coming off 2 straight, and you know, NCAA tournament losses that were really, really hurtful, and you've got a coach that's driven. And then when you watch them practice and you see the way they work out, and you say, well, cross your fingers, hope they stay healthy. You don't know if it's going to happen, but they have all the pieces in place to do it. And they were number 2 in the country at one point, and people thought they were the best team in the country. And then they thought, well, they're going to go undefeated. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's impossible. Or, you know, they have a bad week, bad 2 weeks. Fire Hurley. This guy sucks. Hope this guy transfers. Like, what the hell are you talking about? These are UConn people. What the hell are you talking about? You got to go through all that in order to get this, right? You got to suffer in order to get this. So I've loved them since October. I thought, and you got to know the coaching staff too a little bit. They scrimmaged Virginia, and I asked those guys, "How was it?" They go, "It's good. You know, they're a good team to play because they're tough, they're hard nosed, you know." And I said, "How'd Donovan do?" Because I'm rooting for that kid. It was really struggled. He played like 10 minutes maybe. Look at him today. That's him, and that's coaching. So they have the players, they have the coaching.
Geno, when you guys beat Oregon in March 2017, it was your 111th game in a row. You had won 4 titles in a row. And I remember in that press conference you said the most impressive thing to you was 10 Final Fours in a row. Among the most impressive. You added 5. 4 more.
4 more, yeah.
Where should that streak be viewed in the context of...
Hey, what's going on? I actually saw you in your stance yesterday. I saw you in the defensive stance yesterday. I took a picture. I wanted to make sure.
How do you think that streak now should be viewed in the context of some of the great team streaks in sports history?
I mean, the thing that's interesting about basketball, I've said this a lot, is you only have one night to get it right. And one mess up, and you're out. No best of 3, no best of 5, no best of 7. So to be on every night for that many years, 6 times. So 6 times 14, you had to be perfect. You know, I'll let other people talk about themselves and how great they are and how great they're, you know. I'll wait for other people to put that into context, what that means down the road. I know what it means to me, but I know what it means. I just did a thing with Renee and Swin today, and somebody came up and said, "Didn't one of you two play on an undefeated team?" And Swin goes, "Yeah, I did." Renee goes, "Yeah, I did too." And Swin goes, "We went 35-0." And Swin goes, Renee goes, "We went 35-0." Swin goes, "Yeah, once we got to 35, we went 39-0." So like you got 2 kids from the same program fighting over whose undefeated season was better. Where does that happen? So I'm always reminded of, and you guys have heard me say this a million times. If you took Disneyland, Disney World, and Pixar, and they couldn't create what's happened, either on the men's side or the women's side. If you'd have told D-Row, or you'd have told any of the people that watched the game when Gamble opened, or actually before Jim got here, fast forward 40 years, UConn will win more national championships in the span of 20 years than any other school in America, in men's basketball and women's basketball. They would think you're absolutely, you should be in a home. And look what's happened.
Hurley said his goal is to get a picture of you and Jim together. Any chance?
Said it was all viral.
Yeah.
Well, if he's in it, nobody will believe that I would be in a picture with Jim. Nobody will believe that either of us would want to be in a picture with Danny. There wouldn't be any room for the two of us. He'd be like, but it'd be fun to watch. It'd be fun to watch them jostling around for who stands where. Although Danny can move a little quicker than Jim can right now.
So you game to do it?
No, I'm not. If I'm in the same place as those two guys are, and somebody goes, "Hey, let's get a picture of you three guys," love to do it. I'm not going to get in my car and go anywhere to do it, though. Let's put it that way. I don't think, they've got their own thing, and I'm sure if President Rudenko said to me, "Listen, we need this done," I would do it.
Sure.
In a heartbeat.